What is the space?
Exactly. Nothing.
Nothing. But in the when we read some spiritual book, they say if there is nothing, then there is everything. The nothing will come in everything. Right? The shunya, samadhi is nothing, but in the shunya is everything. Okay? So space means the gap between me and you. What we have is space?
Air.
What we have in space?
Nothing.
Nothing. But when we go in the element, what we have in the space? Air.
Air.
Right? Space create the air. Okay? Then air will create the fire. Do you really think without air is fire possible?
No.
Okay? Fire will create the moisture and temperature. Without temperature, the raining is possible?
No.
Understands? Fire will create the moisture, fire will create the temperatures, and the water, then it will convert into water. Okay? For example, between the me and you, what we have, this is the space, and in this space there is oxygen and carbon dioxide. Okay? Now in the morning time there is lots of the gas, right? There is more gas, and in the morning there is small water is due to moisture. Okay? When these four elements become together, together, they will create the earth. What is the definitions of the earth? Earth is not only this earth.
Matter.
Earth means structure. Okay? Earth means we are not talking about this earth. When we discuss one by one with physiology, then you will understand. Earth means the one structure of the cell. Now this is the ready cell. This is your body. Understands? For example, space is purely, nature of the space is completely different. The nature of the air is completely different. If you see their nature, their the resonance or their temperatures or their quality, each and everything is different, right? There are nothing which is both are similar. Okay? The space is completely different, air is completely different. Okay? Fire is completely different. Space will create the gap between the one cell to another cell. Between me and you, we have the space. Air will move like this, fire will move like this, water will move little bit on the downward. Everyone's nature are different. There is nothing similar. Understand? And then earth. So in the physiology, what we count, space means gap between two cells. You can write it. Yeah. Okay? Ether is called okay? Space means gap between two cells. What types of the cell?
Any cell.
Any cell.
Same
Without
The same cell.
any types of the cells, there is a gap. Red blood cell, there is a gap between one red blood cell to another red blood cell. There is gap between the one white blood cell to another white blood cell. There is gap in each and every filament of your muscle. There is a gap in each and every tissue of your bone. Understands? Without gap, nothing possible. Even light or not, each and every metal also is structured with gap. If there is this less gap, that tissue is little bit more solid,
Stiff.
more stiff. If there is more gap,
Weak.
the tissue is little bit more flexible. Okay? Excess gap in the same tissue, it will go in the weakness. Understand? He can rotate his finger like this fully. I can't. Understand? What is the air?
Oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen.
What is the function of the air in the human body?
Movement.
Perfect. Create the movement. What your air will create? Movement and one more law. One more.
Coolness.
Okay. The movement is comes from the circulations only. Yeah, temperature. I can count the temperature. One is like little bit important.
ಅದೇ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇರುತ್ತೆ.
Life.
Life is from everywhere. If the one is fully gone, life is gone. Life is with 5 element only. Energy again will come with each and every. Detoxification. Gases detox your internal body. Okay? The gases detox your internal body. For example, if I put some dust here, garbage here, okay, and just I am standing here, lots of the very bad smell, right? If I go 5 step back, not that much. If I go 10 step more back, I don't think so I'll feel that smell. Who detox that? Understand? When we feel it will smell, we turn on the fan. Yes. Okay? They will purify your body. So gas is because if you remember what we discussed, CO2 will bring the all the toxicity. Carbon dioxide will bring the all toxicity and give to liver. Liver will detox everything and create some new cell. Create the biles, right?
So the liver, it doesn't eliminate, it transforms. That's what you're saying?
Detox. Liver having very different work. One of the liver work to detox your body also.
But detox your body by transforming the element or not eliminating.
For example, same what we discussed. The whole carbon dioxide blood. Carbon dioxide blood is the toxic blood. Toxic blood will come in the liver, and liver will separate the toxic and create the the new acid which is the bilis and give to your intestine. That is good for your digestion. And after the detoxification, the fresh blood, which is after the detox the blood, will go to your heart, and the heart will take the carbon dioxide out and inhale more oxygen and give to your body. The liver is not detoxing, and the blood is going to your heart and lungs. Lungs is not able to exchange that gases here. Okay, so the major role that detox your body, it is comes from the gases. Gases will detox your body. In the large intestine, we having the light upon by which is nitrogen gas. Okay, in the large intestine, we have the nitrogen gas. The nitrogen gas is detox our all intestine. If the nitrogen gas is stagnated, then we have the bad odor mouths. There is lots of the smells in the sweat also, and there is lots of different issues because there is no detoxification in the intestine. There is different gas, and if you see in the Ayurveda, each and every gas, the movement is something different. Okay, some gas is here, some gas here, some gas here, some gas in the leg, and each and every gas the function is different. But the common subject that is creating movement. Okay, only movement is comes from the gas. Okay, create the movement, and the second detoxification. Gases is create your always. Then fire. What is the fire? So air means gases. What is the air?
Gas.
Air means gases. Ether means the space, right? Space inside the one tissue to another tissue. And the air inside our body, that means gases. Air means not only this oxygen, what we are inhaling that oxygen. Any types of the gas, that's the like air element in the human body or in the nature too. Everything is depends one element, one gas. Everything is depends on each other. Like the same, how we depends on nature. We inhale oxygen. Understand? And what we release? Carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide is not toxicity for us. That's why we are going to. But that is food for plants. And plants, after taking the carbon dioxide, they will release oxygen. Oxygen is toxicity for plants. So we are helping to each other. Only plants is not helping us, and only we are not helping plants. We are alive to supporting on each other. Exactly the same in the human body. Each and every organ, each and every element supporting each other for themselves only. Understand? Each and every organ is helping each other. When we come on the law of motions, then you will learn one organ, how they connected with the chain, all the organ. And one organ becomes the imbalance, how many organs become the imbalance. So which is the real imbalance organ, target that. Understand? What is the fire? Fire means in pathology, in physiology.
Digestion.
Fire means the acids. Fire means acids. Acids like
HCl. Like your stomach acid.
yeah, any types of the acids. Any types of the acids in human body, that is your fire element.
For example, the fever, when you're feeling fever.
That is temperature. That's
Temperature.
acids like bile is one acid, black acids, yellow acids, stomach pepsin acids, intestine acids. Okay, that all are the acids. What is the function of the acids?
Digestion.
To break things down.
Breakdown.
Breakdown.
Transform.
And
Digest.
kills pathogens also. Kills also pathogens.
Kills also pathogen.
Help with absorption.
Yeah, acids having the many different functions. So in Ayurveda, for example, there is a 5 types of the vata, 5 types of the pitta, 5 types of the kapha. Okay, but in the acids, we mentioned about the 18 types of the acids.
How many?
18, 1 Yeah,
Inside the body.
inside the body. Okay, but he wrote the 18 types of the acids. So acid is more important in our body. Everything what we are eating, to transform that we need acid. To break down we need acid. To balance temperature also with the gas we need the acids too. Okay? Anything which is from the raw material to converting in the energy. That is come. For example, we are cooking the food. The rice is like not eatable, right? When we put on the fire, then you can eat that. Put the chapati on the fire, you can eat that. Everything to eat, we put on the fire, then you can eat that. So that's converting in from the raw material to into energy.
Transformation.
Understand? From the raw material into
Energy.
that's the function of our acids. Got it? Water. What is definitions water in the physiology in the human body?
Transport.
Fluids. Okay. What is the fluid?
Blood.
Any types of the fluid in the human body, that is a water element. Doesn't matter that is lymphatic fluid, that is fascia fluids, there is mucus layer, okay, and there is a normal any types of which is the fluid, that is our water element. Okay, each and every fluid in the human body They're playing a different role. Okay? Each and every body, each and every part of the body, the fluid is playing a different role. So anything which is the fluid, that we call the water element. Now what is the function of the fluid? Transport is very important. Movement is comes from like gas, but who is doing the transport function? Water. All the nutrients, protein go inside the water to each and every part of your body. Understand? Second,
Maintain temperature also.
maintain temperature. Mostly temperature maintenance is comes from the all three dosas.
Hydration.
Lubrication.
Lubrications. Okay. Then okay. Absorption issues of the method also come within large intestines. For example, what we have each and every fluids, they will absorb the nutritious protein, then they will go to your tissue. The absorbing is everything is comes from your fluids. Without fluids, absorption is not that much. There is more dryness, then your intestine will, for example, if someone having the excess vata or the dryness in the intestine, their body is not able to absorb the nutritious protein. Their body is not able to absorb the nutritious protein, and fluid help to filter in the body also. Filtrations. Okay? Fluids help to filter. Good nutritious protein will go on this side, toxicity go on this side.
In future.
Filter. If you put any types of the dust in the water, if the water is moving, okay, then they will filter everything. How much dust we are putting in the river and ocean? Every day, like million tons of the dust. Still, the moving water, they will filter everything. But in congested water,
It will also
they will kill you.
So
it will also settle down.
Yeah, so filtration, no, of course they will keep the toxicity separate and good one is separate. For example, what we are eating, going in large intestine, there is you see mucus layer. Mucus layer will separate the all nutrients and protein. Then they give to your portal vein, and mucus layer will separate your all toxicity, and then that will give you tomorrow morning back to the nature. Right? I think you don't understand. Understand?
No, I do, yeah.
let's see in nature, for example. In Brazil, we have the city that is connected with two rivers. Okay, the two rivers meet and go to the ocean. When it's in meeting point, there is the city. The city pollutes the water, so you cannot go in the water around the city. But if you go all the way close to the ocean, people enjoy the water there, and it seems to be clean. But how the water goes to the city, get polluted, and keep going, and then when it's close to the ocean, it's good to swim. How that's possible? So basically, it works the same thing. That the water filters itself.
Yeah, oxygen will filter the water.
Makes sense.
Oxygenation happens. Like if the water doesn't have enough oxygen, it's bad for you. If there is enough oxygen, it's good for you. When it absorbs, and that's what I know. That's my understanding.
So you mean you cannot swim in the river there, or
Yes,
I
that's
don't
what he's
understand.
See,
Yeah.
he's saying if the city is there, city has affluent, city is putting toxins into the rivers.
Into river, yeah.
So at that time, when you're in the city or near the city, you can't swim in that water.
Yeah. The
And
filter.
and after some 10 to 15 kilometers, the same water is reaching the sea.
Yeah.
But the beaches there, people are using because that water is now filtered or cleaned by the time it reaches.
So that's what he's saying.
So same, there are many different research on the river. If river water is moving too fast, okay, if you take swim there, you will get some problems. You will get some disease like the dryness in the body, cold and cough, many things. And if the water is moving very slow, there is more toxicity. But if water is moving with proper flow, that is very pure water. Okay. When we come on the each and every element, when we reach on the water element and about the human physiology, how the congestion is happening in human body. Then we'll discuss about that. Then we'll cover a little bit of the fluid, each and every fluid, the different like lymphatic fluid. Then we'll discuss about the mucus fluids. Then we'll discuss about the GI tract fluids, the sinus fluids. So every fluid is playing their own different role. For example, in the Rajasthan, the common issues is allergy. Allergy issues, the sneezing and this allergy is very common. And if you go, they compare the sinus allergy with the Rajasthan and the South India, the both is very different. The both are not sinus. In Rajasthan, what happened? Your sinus cavity become dry. The sinus cavity, we have three sinus cavity, right? Vata, Pitta, Kapha, like this exact same. One sinus cavity function on acids, one sinus cavity functions on the fluid, and one sinus cavity functions on the air. Okay?
Say it again. Just that part. Sorry.
I don't know what is there for Okay? Running nose and too much of the sneezing, that is due to dryness. Okay? Sneezing. Yellow cough. Okay? When you are sneezed, if there is fluid yellow, the flames, that is mostly connected with biles and acids. Okay? There is fully congestion. You know, many people having the sinus issues, the fluid is not coming out and there is fully blocked. That is kapha sinus cavity. We'll discuss each and every sinus cavity. Okay? So in the Rajasthan, if you see the Rajasthani sinus cavity is like sneezing. The people sneeze a lot and there is like, you know, fully running nose. And if you go in the South India, they also having like many people sinus, but they're not this sinus. They have the full of the congestion. Many like when I went to South India, I see this part is become thick, and this part is very thick in the South Indian people. This part, you know, this part is very thick. The sinus is congested due to humidity, and the sinus is like very hyperactive due to dryness. So in the North India, if there is a sinus, especially in the dry desert area, sinus, the people used to put cow ghee. That's the very good. There is no Ayurvedic doctor, right? They used to put like a cow ghee for the, because the cow gives acids and everything that is very easily absorbable in the human body. Okay, so that's why they suggest this cow ghee only. Okay, but if you put the same ghee in the South India, then you will create more problem. Okay, again, now the congestion sinus, the people also take the medications, and the same like the dryness sinus, they also take the same medications. This is sinus medications, but there is different types of the sinus. Which type of the sinus do you have this medication?
So maybe you can tell the difference when the one is yellow and then the other one is just.
This was just for example. We have a proper protocol and physiology for sinus. I give just for the example, when body is not able to absorb the fluid, that time also body will react. Now, if my sinus cavity is dry, and we need sinus, we need sinus fluid in our three cavities. There is sinus fluid. The sinus fluid is playing a very big role in the human body. That is not just toxicity. Okay, so when the sinus fluid will come in my sinus cavity, and if my sinus cavity is dry, and any part of the tissue in the body, if it becomes dry, our body will not able to absorb that. Like for example, if you put 1 liter of the water in here in the Goa mud here, the body, this earth will absorb the proper water. But if you put the same in the Rajasthan desert, the mud will not absorb this water. Understand? So when this part becomes dry and the sinus fluid will come, the intestine, this part of the sinus cavity become very hypersensitive, not able to absorb, and that will start to reflex and start to release, take out from the body. That's why there is lots of the sinus. Just can you imagine? Because I had lots of problem with sinus. Now much better, but one of the times I every day at least like a half liter of the sinus will come out from my body. This was because it's everything is coming from dryness. I used to play cricket, especially in the life. We had holidays or in the summer time. Even the Rajasthan temperature is going around 50 degree plus 50 degrees Celsius, like this much temperature. Very young, no? Used to play cricket like full of that skin become like for Nigerian people like these and playing. There is water house to bring the water is very far away. So if I go there, drink the water, if I will come back, it takes a very long time. And one match will be over. So we don't want to miss that match. So we thirsty we used to play the cricket, and that slowly create lots of the dryness in the body. Maximum organs start to become dry, and there is lots of health issues was going on. And I start to visit different doctor. One like allopathy, homeopathy. I tried everything. In my life, first time I realized doctor diagnosis should be correct. If they have no proper diagnosis, no one can heal any disease. I tried many Ayurvedic doctor and homeopathic. Someone suggests like Panchkarma, this and that. And after that, I realized slowly when I did my self study, okay, and slowly I realized. And first time I did the sinus with my guru when he did treatment for sinus, and what I felt first time in my life, I slept without sinus. Okay, with one acupuncture for 5 days there was no sinus. I said, oh my God! And from that moment I start my journey. This is something different. Okay, before I said, oh yeah, just 100 rupees, he's charging 50 rupees, 100 rupees. How will I survive my life with this 50 rupees? Because future is, need more money. Maybe people will believe on this or not. Then I understand people will believe on their result. If you have the result, then they will slave to you. If you don't have result, doesn't matter how big dignity you have and how big you are doctor. If you not result, then nothing. So then from that moment I start like journey proper. Then I was one Ayurveda, one acupuncture, slowly moving. There was good result. Then I find something I am missing. What was that? I don't know the result is comes from acupuncture or Ayurvedic medicines. I want to do research. I am not that much of that to get good results from the patients. I will get good results slowly, automatically. But I want to practice in one subject which will be, which that subject will take me more deep. Then for some time I stopped Ayurveda. Then more clarity came to acupuncture. The more new research came out when we practice in one subject. Okay? Yes, yeah. I think I am born for acupuncture only. I don't want to practice anything else. So what I have done through the Ayurveda, the diagnosis and everything, I use it everything in acupuncture. But the treatment is acupuncture. Okay? So maybe if you practice only Ayurveda, the same result you will get from the Ayurveda only. But when we hold something one and going deeply, all the theory and everything, when you aim in only one subject, that becomes the more big. That will give you more good results. If you are doing research, again, okay, if you are running clinic, good for the patients, you can add 2, 3, 4 subjects. Because that's easy for the patients also. But I love to teach, I love to do more research, I love to write the book. So for me, if I work only in one system, I'll get more information. Understand? The fluids, there are many different types of the fluid. There are very good role in the human body fluids. We are always talking 6 liter water is compulsory, 5 liter water is compulsory, this is the good. Many things we learn, this is the not good, this is the good, and which is the not good, not for everyone. For some specific imbalance, those are people. Okay? 7 liter water is not good for everyone. Okay? I can't drink 7 liter water. If I drink the 3-4 liter water, maybe I will not sleep the whole night. Everyone's body is very different. Okay? So we will learn through that. Then again the structure. Okay? Earth means they use, for example, when we learn about the sperms and egg, in the 7 dhatu, what I wrote there? Which is the seventh dhatu?
First
Earth and the Shukra. Okay? Earth means not like this earth. The meaning of earth is the structure of the cell. Meaning of the earth is the structure. Understand? This house is my earth. Because this is the one complete structure. If there is no roof, then this is not house. If there is no proper, like what do you say, doors, this is not house completely. Okay. Now I can live. I can do my all activity. I can survive my life here. So this is the house for me. Okay. So if any one element imbalance, then the cell will be not, the cell will not create the proper structure. So earth is the structure of the cell. Your cell is completely ready. Doesn't matter which types of the cell. The cell is ready for their work to build our body, to give the structure here. That is our earth. Okay, earth means the structure of the cell, not this earth. Okay, remember our guys. In earth, all four elements will come. Understand? So this is the five element. Okay? I was little bit confused with this only. That's why little bit difficult. And the one thing from where I learned this. From the book I learned very later. During the traveling, I met one monk. He was a yogi, and he was also doing the traveler, very well educated. Okay, and through him I learned this. I was surprised what he is going to teach. Okay. Not only this, what he gives information that is like after my guru, like Satyananda Maharaj, after him, he is the one person who really impressed me. Like, there is something, if we go deep, if we are trying to find something, we will reach there. There is something, doesn't matter if all people are not able to explain that. There were 2 years in my life, I went each and every, acupuncture and there is small workshop in the most of the in India. If there is, I see the marketing like 2-year workshop on the 5 elements. Start my bike and here. Please teach me. My problem is only one. I have some doubts. If you clear that, then I will be able to go more deep. Understand? If you can clear. So here I stuck. I was stuck too much here. Why the wood? Okay? Only wood is not important. We are not getting the oxygen only through the wood. Oxygen is comes from water, right? Maximum amount of oxygen is comes from water only. So 5 structure is completely independent. Then how these both are internal connected? Like earth is only made by the metal. What is like wrote in the books, the 5 elements should be independent. Their structure is completely different. If you see the 5 structure, then nothing is similar, right? Everyone's temperatures, the movement and quality, everything is different. And they create one to another, second to third, third to fourth. If I understand properly the flow, then I will be happy. Then first time he explains about like this. Then he said, meaning of the definitions of the Bhagavan is also comes from 5 elements. Bhair means the Bhumi, Gab means the Gagan, and A means the Agni. Okay? There is pronunciation Va, Ga, Va. Va means the Vayu. A is not writable, but there is pronunciation. Okay? Agni, and then was Nal, which is the. So he said the meaning of the Bhagavan, the gold, how we go. There is 2 types of the gold. One who born, that is not God. That we used to say Bhagwan. One we pronounce Bhagwan, second is Ishwar. Okay? Bhagwan means who born. Okay? And who did something good for the society and for 5 elements. He is the good person That's why we give the respect. But when we are talking like about the Ishwar, Paramatma, which is like energy, and energy is above this whole. This whole is made by energy only. Right? The people have like very different kind of the knowledge. I was surprised. What deeply information she is giving. And the first my lecture I took from the bread, about the bread from him only. And what he taught about the bread, I still, if you see, still there is 5-7 books on the bread. But what he give me knowledge, I read 5-7 books, but that is still I am not finding that level of knowledge. The bread having a depth, deep science. Understand? So this is the 5 element, and our all acupuncture, Ayurveda, everything is depends on this 5 element. If one becomes the imbalance, they will imbalance your whole cycle. For example, here is ether. Between me and you, we have the ether, right? What I am talking, that is just my normal. Mukesh. What I am talking, this is my normal speed. I am not giving the more strength to talk loud. Okay? I am not holding my energy to talk less. That means this is the normal space. If I come more close to you and if I talk like same volume, it will irritate you, like, are you talking that fast, little bit slow, because we are more close. If I go a little more distance, then I have to use my, if I talking with more, then I am holding my energy. If I go a little bit more distance, then I have to increase my volume and use the more energy. What does mean? I have to increase my volume. I am using more energy. So whenever the space will reduce, okay, if space is reducing, then what will increase? The more solid tissue will increase. For example, this is the one cell. This is the one cell, right? Between the two cells, this is our
Space.
space. And cell, what is the cell?
Earth.
Earth? Am I right?
Yes.
And buoy. In this space, what we have?
Air.
Air. If space is going to reduce, then what will reduce?
Air.
Air will reduce. If air is going to reduce, then what quality will reduce?
Detoxification, movement.
If air is going to reduce from the between two cells, okay, then function of the air will reduce.
Yes, movement and detoxification.
Then what will happen? Movement is going down, and detoxification is going down. Then there is more congestion. There is more toxicity. Am I right?
Yeah.
Because whenever gas and air will space, because they both are functioning together. Okay? If there is a space, then there is a gas. If there is no space, then there is no gas. Less space, less air. Whenever the gas and space will reduce, the cell will come more together. The cell will come like this. If the more close, then there is less movement. Okay? Now just opposite. If the cell volume is increased, the space is increased like this, then what we have extra? What is excess? Air. If there is excess air, then there is too much movement. And what we'll discuss? Too much excess and deficiency, both are harmful. Understand? If there is excess gas, they will create excess dryness. If there is excess gas, what will they will create? Excess dryness. And if there is dryness, then your body is not able to absorb anything. If there is dryness, then your body is not able to absorb. To give the lubricate, to reduce the dryness, That's why all the people who is living in the desert, the people used to eat more ghee, more this one's oils, more sweet. Okay, they give more uric acids in the system. Understand? If you are living in a desert, drinking a coconut water, then maybe after 5-10 days you will get piles. Dryness, no, everything always started breaking, cracking. Okay, we'll discuss it just for example. Okay, so how they both are internally connected? One element is going to reduce, second one will increase. Understand? What is the life? It is a balance. Nothing we need excess or no other slow. Many people who is doing very excess running. Exercise is just for the like, think as the exercise. Then the all muscles level is going, all fat is destroyed, and the body become like this. That's all not. We not care. Some people have their professions. Everyone, if they are running, they will die. If they are not running, of course, will die. Everyone will die. So, but between these times, how you enjoy your life, that is the more important. I enjoy the most sleeping night. If I sleep properly, then I enjoy that. I don't need any exercise. Okay? But whenever I do exercise, I do from my real energy, from my pure heart. And how much? 1 hour? 1 hour enough. There is no energy that hitting the motivation song. Let's do it, let's do it. Why so much running? Why? If you have no energy, then why motivation? Take first energy, then you can go and run. Running is to circulate the energy, right? There is no energy, then what do you circulate? You will circulate only gas. I explain you everything in physiology here, okay? Just for now, to circulate your liquid blood in your brain, that's why I am just joking. Otherwise, I will give you proper physiology example. When you run too much, which cell will give like this, and without asking, you can take the question, this is the problems we have. You say, how possible? Then you will say, please reduce your movement. Okay, please reduce your activity. No, I am very active person, so I will that is very hyperactive, that is not active. Active means you do your work on the time. But if you do your work, before the time, that is a hyperactive. Understand? There is classes like 9 o'clock. If I come here 8 o'clock, please come fast, what are you doing? Okay, and if you reach 5 minutes late, 9:05, I become angry. That was not your problem, that was my problem because I came early. I have no patience, I am waiting for you. If everybody says like, okay, we'll reach till 9:15, it's okay. And it's okay. Nothing problem. We are not creating problems, I am not creating problems. Everything is going to be smooth. Okay? Now we are talking about the dosa. How many dosas we have? 3 dosas. Vata, Pitta, Kapha. So dosas means the combinations of the element. So in Ayurveda they used to say the individual element is not playing that big role, but when the 2 elements become together, they play a big role. Understand? For example, ether and air. This is ether, this is the air. They both are purely dependent on each other. One single element will not create that much problems. If there is a space is increased, of course gas will increase. If space will reduce, gas will reduce. Understand? So they both are internally fully connected. So they create the 5 element is very good to build your structure. Okay, but more important that is dosa, which is the combinations of the 2 elements. So they give the name. This is the vata. So vata is not only gases. Gas plus space. That is the vata. Okay?
All of them are interconnected. Air will be and fire will be also there. Then what will
I'm going to come
stretching though? Like, you know, the filaments are going out, and you know, like, as in stretching physiologically, you know, you're releasing air, I thought, as well.
Yeah, when you are stretching,
Yeah,
there is good circulation.
okay. To remove the air.
To move air and everything.
Okay.
All type of the circulation.
So it's not the same as the Earth's coming apart. It's
Before Earth was like this.
yeah,
Okay, this is my filament. Filament is means ready structure.
yeah,
Understand? This is the Earth.
yeah,
When you are moving Earth,
yeah,
stretching,
yeah.
what you are creating?
Space,
Space. And what we have in the space?
air.
Air. And the gas will circulate in small tissue.
Oh, to remove the air.
Move the air and bring the new air.
Okay.
Understand?
Well,
Okay.
they say when you have stiff muscles, the oxygen is not able to circulate that properly.
you
right?
stretch.
When you stretch, the oxygen goes into the.
When
So
we are talking
circulation
about like
of air.
congested gas, okay, when we are talking about the congested gas, for example, when you have a muscle is stiff.
Yeah,
Now can you see the hair is small gap?
yeah,
Stiff means not 100% stiff like this. Can you see the small space in my finger? Now this gas is not moving. If the gas will not move for the little bit long time, then that same gas become toxic.
mm,
Okay, if oxygen is not circulating, then automatically that oxygen will convert into carbon dioxide. Okay, what will happen when we are stretching? Then the stagnated gas will come out and new gas will enter in this area, which is the oxygen. Understand? So
Yeah.
needle help for that. When you insert the needle, give the stimulation. Okay, give the vibration. The congested gas will come out and fresh gas will enter in your tissue. Understand?
yeah.
Be confident, friend of the all the doctor. Okay. Now here is the fire. Okay. In the water mostly, in our body we have like 60% of the water, right? 65% of the water. Everywhere we are eating only this news. That's why we drink more water to balance our body, right? So in the water, in the like naturopathy divided into two parts. One negative charges water and one positive charges water. Okay, one is negative and second one is positive. So pitta is connected with the fire element and Khusri. Pitta is connected with fire element and negative charges of water. Which one is negative charges water? In that water we have the more acids. Negative charges water means what we have in the GI tract. What we have in the GI tract water, right? That is all negative charges water, because in this water, in this juice, we have the more acid. Understand? Our sinus fluids, cardiac fluid, facial fluids, mucus, lymphatic fluids, these all are the positive charges water. So negative charges water will circulate only in the GI tract. Negative charges fluid will circulate only in the GI tract, and positive charges fluid will circulate in your circulatory system. In your blood, in your fascia, in your sinus cavity, in your brain, in your spinal fluids, in your cavity, that all is positive charges fluids. Okay? Okay, pitta means fire element and negative charges of water, that is your pitta. Okay, got it.